Hey guys, how's it going? Matt with Fuel Tool here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do the easy and straightforward installation of one of our Fuel Tool PT500 fuel transfer systems. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our box, we're going to open it up. We've got our pre-assembled fuel line that comes with the quick connects already pressed onto the end. Then we've got our template, which is going to allow us to find the proper mounting holes, make drilling them out and installing and mounting the unit much easier. And then we've got our completely assembled unit. It comes right out of the box, fully assembled. Makes your life a lot easier. So all you have to do is drill the mounting holes, make the connection underneath, and you're ready to go. So what we're going to do is first we're going to head underneath the truck so I can show you how to find the quick connects, what they look like, how to release them, and show you how simple it is to install one of our T-connects into the fuel line and run the fuel line back to the corner of this vehicle so we could have it come through the bed and connect to our system. All right, we're here underneath the truck. As you can see, this particular truck has 3 different types of quick connects. This is the pressure line that runs to the motor. We can tell because it's got the fuel filter, and this is a return line. So we're just going to be working on this line here, making the connection. And what I'll do is I'll do a quick demonstration as to how these 2 particular connections work. Normally on trucks, you could find probably 1 of 12 different connections. They all work the same, similar way in terms of their quick connects. So for this one, we just simply lift up this red tab, squeeze these ends together, and push. You'll feel it unlock. Just grab a rag, just because you're going to get a couple drops of gasoline that come out. As you can see, the fuel line disconnects real easy. All right, we're going to stick this one back on because we're going to work on this one up here for today on this particular truck. So to connect it, we just push from the back. It's going to pop that back into place, and that's going to lock it in. This connection, you actually pop up the lock with a flat-headed screwdriver, push down on this blue button, and pop the line right out. Again, you're going to want a rag just to catch a couple drops of fuel that'll come out. So now once this is separated, we're going to take our Fuel Tool T-fitting, pop it in. You're going to hear it pop and click. Push that lock button back down. And then we're going to push that into the stock fuel line. As you can see, it's running right in the stock location. It's tucked up out of the way. And then we're going to take our fuel line length, which we have coiled up here, connect it, same manner, it's a quick connect. Feel it pop right on. And then we've got all this length of fuel line that we're going to run right up along the frame rail, all the way back to the edge of the truck, back by the bumper. All right, so here we are in the back of the truck, in the tail bed. We've already ran the fuel line from the quick connect, which I showed you how to do just before, to the rear of the vehicle. So what we have to do is establish a mounting position. What we did was provide you guys with a mounting template. So it's got the 6 mounting holes and the 1 large hole for the fuel line to penetrate through the bed and connect to the system. So what we do is we just take this template, and we find that the best location is in the driver's side rear corner of the bed. So it's closest to the tailgate, so you have easy access to open up the system, pull out the nozzle, and fill whatever you have to fill. And it's tucked in between the wheel wells, so as long as you keep it over to the side of the bed, you won't interfere with ATVs, quads, sheetrock, plywood, anything that utilizes that critical 48 inches of space between the wheel wells. So once we decide on a final location, you can move it around a little bit. Again, try to keep it as close to the wall as possible. We can get ready to drill our holes. All right, so now we've got our holes drilled in the bed. We can take our fully assembled system, line up the fuel line with the hole, the large hole that's going through the bed, and drop it right down onto place. Now that it's in place, we could take our mounting hardware, which is provided inside the box. We've got a bolt, a large washer, another large washer for underneath the bed, and a nut. simply pass all the hardware through. This step sometimes is easier to have somebody help you, a friend, get underneath the truck and hold the nut underneath the bolt for when you're tightening it down. It can be done by yourself, but once again, it is easier if you have somebody else do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop the hardware in, all 6 bolts, washers and nuts, and then after that, we'll show you how to connect the fuel line that is now penetrating through the bed to the fuel line that came from the quick connect in the front of the truck. All right, as you can see, we finished mounting all the hardware. We've got all 6 bolts and nuts tightened down. So we're ready for the final phase of this installation, which is connecting the fuel line that comes out of the system and penetrates through the bed to the fuel line that was coming from the quick connect T-fitting that we ran along the length of the frame back to this location. All right, so now that we're underneath the truck, we're directly underneath where we mounted the unit. As you can see, here's the fuel line that penetrates through the bed coming from the unit. And here we have the fuel line that we ran earlier that comes from the quick connect that we inserted in between the factory fuel line. So what we want to do is trim these lines. We pre-trimmed this one so that you can see there's not a lot sticking out from the bottom, and we don't have a lot hanging out over the side of the frame rail. We want to try to keep this away from suspension, anything that's hot, mufflers, exhausts, basically any parts that are going to move. So what we're going to do is we have our push to lock quick connect, and we're going to push it up as far as it will go on the line that comes from the system, and we're going to push the fuel line that runs from the front of the truck into the lock as well. Give it a good tug, make sure it's in. See how it popped out? We want to push it all the way in and ensure that it's locked in place. Do it for the top and for the bottom. Once it's locked into place, you can see it forms a nice connection. Everything's tucked away nice and neat. It's out of the way of anything that's moving and anything that could possibly snag or grab it. So now that wraps up the installation. You see it, the system's fully installed. As I showed you, it's a real simple installation, straightforward. Thanks for watching.